Hey guys, this is Corey with Rigwell. Today I'm super excited to show you around our 170 Sprinter build. This is by far the best build we've done in the years we've been building vans. It's got so many awesome features. Let's hop into the tour right now. Starting on the outside first, this is a 170 Sprinter all-wheel drive. This is the brand new 2024. This color is called silver gray. It's one of my favorite color. It hides dirt really well. Let's get into some of the outside features. We did the full rig wrap package. This includes the hood, which is fully wrapped with the matte black rig wrap. Looks super sweet. On the bottom, we did the lowers. This runs all the way down the side of the van and gives it really good protection and wraps around the back doors. For windows, we went with the AM Auto half sliders. This is on the passenger and driver side, so this whole section opens up here. Got the caution K9 sticker on there if you have a pup. Helps keep those Karens from breaking in to your van. In the back, we have the same style factory looking glass AM Auto slider window. So you have that matching look from the front to the back. We have full factory glass in the rear. And moving around to the driver's side, you'll see the same AM Auto half slider in the back. Keeps it really nice and clean. And then the half slider right behind the driver's seat here. We did tint the windows on the front, so it's a nice blacked out look all the way around. And this van actually has the heated factory windshield, which is really nice for driving in snow. We went with the Toyo Open Country RT Trail. This is a newer tire, really aggressive looking. I think it's super cool in my opinion. With the 1552 wheels, these are 17 inches. And the tires are 275 70/17s. It's a great looking wheel and tire combo. Up top, we have our Baja Camp Deck roof rack, and that houses a full KC light bar pod. I believe this is their Pro 6 model, and you can actually interchange the cover. The clears in the middle and the ambers on the outside, those are just plastic covers, so those will come right off and you can swap them out and do whatever kind of color combo you'd like. Now you may be asking yourself, Corey, how do you get up to the roof rack? Because I don't see any side ladders on this van. Well, if you know Rigwell at all, we have a little secret that lives right inside the back door here, and we call this the voodoo ladder. And this thing just hides inside the back door so nobody can climb up on top of your roof when you don't want them to. A lot of people like us, we store surfboards, Starlink, all kinds of stuff on the top of our van, and we don't want people to just be able to climb up. We also don't want the wind noise or the possible damage that side ladders can do. So that's why we have the interior ladder. The voodoo ladder is super easy to climb. You just pop open your one back door and you have access to the ladder. Now you can climb up and get to the top of your roof. Just like that, no problem. Climbing down is much the same. It's super nice to have a roof rack, to have a crossbar to hold on to. But once you get a hold of that, super easy to climb down. Up on the roof, we have two 90-watt Zamp solar panels. So those are gonna give a nice trickle charge to our 10K battery system. This up here is the vent for the shower. So that's a max air shower vent. In front of that, we have the Max Air Deluxe fan. You see some of our cable guides where we have wire pass-throughs. And then this is the deck plate of our roof rack. There's a Starlink up here. You can see if we look close. This one, the case did not hold up. So this one's no good, has water damage, but the cable is routed up here. So if you have a Starlink, you can easily plug it in. We're gonna remove this one and you can put your own Starlink there. We gave a lot of thought to the roof rack and how everything was gonna be laid out on this van. So you can see right now, this is actually a paddle board that's strapped down up here. So you have so much room to strap stuff down. This pad here is a surf pad. So you can easily put a 10-foot long board up here. And that's intentionally why the solar panels on this side and the max air fan is actually off-centered. It's not in the middle where it normally lives. It's off-centered, and that's so you can put big long items like canoes, surfboards, and you can run them all the way to the front onto the deck plate here. So it's super long. I haven't taken an exact measurement, but I can put my 10-foot longboard up here, no problem. And the solar panels are still gonna charge because they're not covered by the surfboard. So lots of thought and detail went into laying out this roof rack. Lastly, on the roof, we have the Dometic X3. This thing is a 48-volt powerhouse air conditioner. It's gonna keep you nice and cool in those hot summer months. No adventure van's complete without a spare tire carrier on the back. So you have full spare tire, matching wheel. Down here we have our shore power inlet. So it's nice and neat, tucked underneath the van. If you want to plug in at a buddy's house or you're at a park that has a plug. We really don't like cutting plugs into the side of the vans. You have to silicone them. It's just another point that can fail, and it keeps it nice and clean down the body. And this way it's nice and tucked in below. We won't spend too much time talking about the Mercedes chassis side of things, but a quick rundown of this specific van. It does have heated seats, power seats. You have the big 10.5-inch touchscreen with navigation. Of course, all-wheel drive, leather steering wheel with all the functions, including adaptive cruise control. That's a huge one for me. I can barely drive without it anymore. It comes with a RAM mount. You can put your phone in there. It's a pretty loaded package from Mercedes. Right above the driver and passenger seat, we have the headliner shelf. It's aluminum powder coated. And one of my favorite features, we added this curtain, which slides over and magnetically clasps there and there on the other side. And it's so nice to be able to just close off the cabin. Now all the air conditioning and all the heat stays up in your front cabin while you're driving. The slider console table is another super cool feature. It's this here box that has a slider top on it, just like the name suggests. You can load this up with all your goodies and snacks for the road, and when you don't want to use it, you can simply just close the lid and pull it out from the front seats. And now it's out of your way. You still have the full pass-through to get in and out of your seats. You can also use it as a table or desk back on the Kick It couch. We did take off the door cards and upgrade the factory speakers. Everybody knows that has ever owned one of these VS30 Sprinters that the speakers are horrendous, and upgrading those to JBL audio makes a huge difference. Also the upgraded tweeters in the dash. So that's the factory audio system, but this van is equipped with a secondary Bluetooth audio system, and that plays in the back. So you have 2 speakers in the back doors, and then 2 speakers above the headliner shelf, and an amp that lives under the passenger seat. Since we didn't do the S-bar heater, traditionally would go under the passenger seat, we had that whole seat base where the amp and the subwoofer lives. So you have this awesome sound system. You roll up to the camp, push a button, and you have full surround sound coming from your van that's not draining your vehicle battery. It's all on the EcoFlow system in the back, so you don't have to worry about killing your van's battery. First thing you'll notice is the galley comes partway into the step, and that is so we can have this awesome drop down table here. Just a simple flip of a lever. It drops down, it uses a strap So it's adjustable. If you're on a hill, you can easily change the angle that sits at. Put your barbecue on there, you can cook outside. We have the isotherm 85 drawer, stainless steel fridge. You can fit lots of groceries in there. There's a smaller rack here, and then it also has a freezer unit. The cool part about having it in this location is you can get to it from outside the van, grab a beer, load your groceries in. You don't have to haul everything into the van. Conveniently located, you have your 110, your water pump switch, and your dimmer for your overhead lights, and a few USB outlets, USB-C and regular USB, all located right here in the front of the galley. So if you need to plug in an induction cooktop out here, you can easily reach that plug. The flooring has to be one of my favorite features in the van. It has a full Chili Witch mat set. So we custom cut them. It fit all around all the furniture in the van, and they fit like a glove. They Velcro down. When your dog goes in there and gets your van all dirty, it's super simple. You just rip them up, take them out, power wash them down. They become super clean, and you put them back in, you're ready to go for the next trip. Let's talk about the Kick-It couch. This guy is 53 inches long, so it's plenty wide for 2 people to sit on side by side. We have a custom faux leather cushion that's on memory foam. I love this faux leather. It matches the factory seats really well. Like, the texture looks really close. You put some pillows behind your back and you can get really comfortable here. The Kick-It couch actually has a slight slant in the seat, so it's more comfortable and ergonomic. You can put the pillows and stack them up against the shower wall here and use that as a backrest. You can also spin the driver's seat around and kick your feet up there. Inside the Kick-It couch, there's not much storage. We have one of our 5K EcoFlow batteries, and on the other side is our AquaHot system and all the plumbing controls. It's so easy to access the whole AquaHot system. If you ever need to do maintenance, everything's right here. You can actually pull this whole couch out without much effort at all. This van uses the AquaHot system, and if you haven't heard of AquaHot, they've been around for a long time. It's a Colorado-based company. They make some of the best heaters in the industry. So big, like diesel pusher RVs use them, everything down to these small vans. So the specific system in this van has 3 zones of heating. It has floor heating, and then a front zone, which is where I'm at now on the Kick-It couch, and then the rear zone, which the heat comes out underneath the bed. These can all be controlled independently from the touchscreen, and what it equates to is super even heat. So in these vans, typically folks like to put an S-bar heater just under the passenger seat, which blows really great air and really hot air, but it's only in the front of the van, where the heat is dispersed throughout the van. Above the Kick-It couch, we have a 48-inch stash cab slider. This provides great storage. You simply slide the doors open. You have access to everything. We actually have a light inside here that are USB rechargeable, so you can charge those up. Another cool thing we did in this build is we pre-wired some extra wiring in all the cabinets. I'll roll some shots of that now. And this is awesome. So when you finish a build, we sell these builds, the customer gets it. Maybe they want to add a 12-volt fan, or maybe they want a specific kind of reading light underneath the cabinet or something like that. This way, the wire's already ran, it's already hooked up to the EcoFlow. All you'd have to do is take it to somebody, or if you know how to do 12-volt wiring, pretty easy. You can add additional accessories down the line, and you don't have to rip the walls out to do it. So just a nice little feature that's kind of pre-baked into this van. Let's talk about the kitchen galley. So the kitchen galley is really big in this van. It's made up of 3 separate modules. So you have the fridge module, a drawer module, and the shelf module. So each one of these modules, it has a specific task. Obviously the fridge one holds the fridge, but not only that, it holds the Dometic sink as well. It has our grub lid top, which is an aluminum top. It replaces the factory glass lid, because those tend to break. And it also gives you a really nice bamboo cutting board. It has a flip-up faucet, which is really nice because it stows away, and then you have all your counter space back. The drawer cabinet has to be one of my favorites. It looks super cool, but also it's crazy functional. You have two drawers at the top. They're on soft close ball bearing slides. The whole drawer is made out of aluminum, and this is really awesome for a couple reasons. A, it's super lightweight. So you have aluminum drawer, and B, it's really thin. So we can achieve the same kind of strength ratio because it's made out of aluminum, but it's thin, which means you have more interior volume. So you don't have a bunch of 3/4 inch wood that's taking up space. Below your two drawers, you have one big door, and that's just a big open cavity for storage, so you can put whatever you like in there. The only other thing that lives in that space is our water purification system, and that's made by Guzzle H2O. So on the sink tap, if you turn the water to the hot setting, it gives you filtered water from the Guzzle H2O, which is so nice. You don't have to carry extra water along on your journey. Next to the drawer unit is the shelf unit, and this one is huge. So this space, it has one big door, and then it has an adjustable shelf. So depending what you want to put in there, you can move the shelf up and down, and it's really flexible. So think toilets are great in there. Of course, no baller van build kitchen is complete without a microwave. And in my opinion, some people hate microwaves. I really like them. I drink a ton of cold brew coffee, put it in my mug in the morning, throw it in the microwave, and I can have a hot coffee or heat up a burrito, leftovers, whatever, while you're traveling. On the side, we have one of our staff shelves. This is a great little spot to put your phone, a speaker, or anything you need while you're cooking. At the end of the kitchen galley, we have our main control panel. Up top here, we have our Aqua Hot that allows us to turn on our heated floors and all of our heat, hot water. Below that is the EcoFlow display. This will show our battery level and all the good stuff, solar coming in and alternator charging. And then the little knob to the left is the rear zone lighting dimmer switch. Moving on to what has to be one of the coolest features of this van, and that's the stand-up shower. For reference, I'm 6 foot tall. I have just an inch or so above my head for the light, but to the top of the ceiling, a couple inches. There's a Max Air fan that has an exhaust. You just push up on this. You can turn the exhaust fan on and suck all the air out. It also has an LED light, so you can click that on. How I like to use the shower is a multi-purpose room. So if you're going skiing and you have wet snow boots or a wetsuit or anything like that, there's L-track in here so you can hang your gear, let it drip dry. There's a stainless steel shower pan in here that runs to a 20-gallon gray tank underneath the van. Over here we have a super high-end, if you feel the weight of this thing, it's really heavy. It's a really nice shower nozzle with a soft line on it, so it's not going to be banging around making a ton of noise. You can also take it off. It's on a quick connect Accor connector, so it's really easy. You can just put this away while you're driving, and when you want to shower, it just clips in. The Accor systems are really nice. The inside of the shower is all built with a material called ACM. It's an aluminum composite material. It's really lightweight and it's super easy to clean, and it's really bright, so I really like that about it. Behind the walls, you have an aluminum frame. So this is all 1x1 aluminum tubing that's welded and bolted together. So this whole structure is just a really strong unit. Another feature I love about the shower is the Pendleton side paneling of it. I just think it gives it such a nice accent, and the colors match the upholstery on the walls and the laminate on the doors. It just ties everything together so nice, and it's on both sides of the shower. These vans can get very gray sometimes, so I think it's just really cool to have a pop of color in here. The shower has a custom welded stainless steel pan that will never rust, and on top of that, a teak floor. And the teak can easily be pulled out so you can clean the shower pan at any time. The Max Air fan is actually placed off to the right of the van, and that's so you can put things on the roof and have the lid open and it won't interfere. Above the sliding door, we have this cool little product that has some depth to it here. So it takes advantage of the pocketed depth at the top of the sliding door. So you can put little small things, dog leashes, spices, whatever you wanted to up in there. You have the AMA auto window, and then at the bottom is an upholstered panel. Something we really take pride in is all the upholstery finishing. So you can see like this pillar is all wrapped. You don't see any of the exposed metal. We use trim kits for around the sliding door, which runs into the speaker pillars. Everything's just really nicely wrapped. This is our north-south Nomad bed. So on the 144s, you sleep east to west sideways in the van. In the 170, you sleep long ways. The main difference here, this is the additional 170 panel, and you also have one extra cushion on this side. So the 170 bed is essentially the same as the 144. The boxes are the exact same, but you have an extension in the back here, and that allows you to sleep long ways, but also gives you a ton of extra gear storage back here. You can see we built in the L-track hooks here, so you can hang backpacks. If you bring a hose with, you can hang your hose here. Just a lot of additional open space storage, as well as all the storage you get in the boxes. The first trick of the Nomad bed is desk mode. There's 2 thumb screws to take off this additional 170 panel. We can take this panel off and simply set it aside for now. You have a wall strap, you undo that, and then the desk comes down. So now you have a full 60-inch long by 24-inch deep desktop that you can do whatever. You know, it can be extra cooking space. You can bring a stool and sit here and work on your laptop. It's just really, really functional. If you include the kitchen galley where that camera is sitting currently to the back, it's probably 8 feet long of countertop space. Now when we're ready for sleep mode, we take our rear panel and we can drop this into place. Now that we have the back panel in place, we can undo our 2 volet straps. And these are for our crossbars. We can put the first one in. Then we'll undo the wall strap. You can pull out the first crossbar and put it into place. Now we can drop the desk. And we're gonna have to remove our first cushion here. Now we can flip our bed over. Now we can just bring down our cushions. And we have our rear cushion. So I can climb up here. Now our bed's made. This thing is huge. It's 80 inches long, about 69 inches side to side. It goes all the way to the back doors, and it's really comfortable. I might just take a nap. A really nice mattress that has kind of a luxurious soft top on it, and then a more rigid canvas bottom, so it's really durable. Our 2 pill windows are in the back here, trimmed out, and those just slide open. With the bed down, you still have 36 inches from underneath the bed to the floor, so you can get your mountain bikes in. One of the things our customers love about the Nomad bed is that the mattresses, they come with straps. We have the attention to detail on the straps and the buckles. We make the buckles, everything's laser cut, but everything has its place and is in its place. So there's 3 mattresses here held up with a strap, and then there's a mattress behind the flip panels, and that's in its place. So now you don't have to store this anywhere. You don't have to have it in your garage collecting dust and dirt. It just stays in place. There's also a bit of room behind these two foot panels. If you want to put your sheets and pillows, these panels can actually just lean out by just loosening the wall strap, which is a great place to put all your bedding. Inside the passenger box, we have our water system. So we have our pump accumulator. You have all the different shutoff valves so you can easily work on anything. In the back of our passenger box, we have the water fill and the aqua spray port. The rest of this cabinet is all storage. So from the front to the back, you can pack this thing with all your camping gear. This van has a huge water capacity. So you have 20 gallons that's inside the van under the passenger wheel well. And then you have 28 gallons that is where the spare tire would have been below the van. These two tanks are hooked up so you can drain the 20 into the 28. And you can use just the 20 if you're camping in the winter and you want it just to stay heated, and not use the 28. So it's very flexible, but in total you have 48 gallons of water, which is a ton for taking showers, spraying the dog off, washing your bikes. I just find it so nice to have more water storage than you think you need. On the back of the driver box, you have a 110 outlet, USB, you have a button for your rear lights, and then at the bottom is another heat exchange vent. So you get nice warm hot air that blows out of there and heats underneath your bed. On the top of the driver box, you have your EcoFlow 5K battery, you have the DC distribution panel and the power hub. Below the shelf is pretty much just open storage. You have the wheel well, some wiring, and you have your heat exchanger in the rear. At the top of our back doors, we have Baja Designs rock lights, and these are great for loading at night. One of my absolute favorite features of this van is the Park Tools bike stand station you have on the back of the passenger door. So this is, you know, the same thing the high-end bike shops use, a wall mount Park Tools stand. It comes off so this piece can be stored separately. It's mounted on this super burly 1/4-inch plate. It even has a built-in shelf. You can put, you know, your tools on. You can put your chain lube, anything like that. It's just a great little addition if you're a mountain biker. This thing is really awesome to have because you know you're always working on your bike. The pneumatic 48-volt air conditioner is a great addition to the van. It draws way less power than your conventional 110 air conditioner because it can run off of 48 volts. Over the bed on the driver's side, we have our stash cab 48-inch slider. You can pack a ton of clothing into this. On the end of it, we have our stash shelf. This is awesome for putting your phones at night. On the passenger side, we have two 24-inch slim open cabinets. These guys are great for storing your soft goods like blankets and clothing. It has a stash shelf on the end of it, which is great for your phone, earplugs, anything you might need while you're laying in bed. The van has a white glossy aluminum ceiling. It's super easy to wipe down if it gets dirty. You'll notice in the ceiling we have a bunch of puck lights. They're separated between two zones, a front zone that's over the kitchen and a rear zone that's over the bed, and they're controlled separately on dimmer switches. Thank you guys so much for checking out this tour. Really appreciate you sticking around. I know it was a long video with tons of details. This van is for sale, possibly not, depending on when you're watching this. But if you want to build your own van, head over to rigwell.com. Everything you see in this van, besides the shower, is available for purchase. So you too can have a professional looking van that has crazy high quality aluminum components. So that's rigwell.com. Thank you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.